This is a stimulus update and daily news report, and this video is so jam-packed with important updates that I probably should have made 3 videos out of it, but here it goes. So President Biden met with Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema to try to convince them to get on board with the $3.5 trillion stimulus. I'll let you know exactly what came out of that meeting. Bernie Sanders wants to give out $1,000 vouchers to seniors, and I'll play you the latest video clip from Bernie Sanders. We'll go over this article right here. AOC to introduce bill to extend pandemic unemployment insurance to 2022. And not only extend that $300 per week boost, but also have it retroactive. We'll also go over this article right here. Yes, Biden's proposed legislation would allow IRS to have more information on bank accounts with more than $600. Also, I'm giving out $200 to my subscribers. I'll give more information later on in the video. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Hope you're having a terrific Thursday. If you appreciate these fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So when it comes to the vaccines, Pfizer plans to seek vaccine authorization in November for kids under the age of 5. So let me know down in the comments below. Do you think kids under 5 should get the COVID vaccine? Is this a good idea, bad idea? Let me know your thoughts on that. Next, when it comes to unemployment, so 7.5 million Americans lost extra unemployment benefits the past week. This is an old article, but that may not be the case moving forward. There could be a chance to get it back. So AOC to introduce bill to extend pandemic unemployment insurance to 2022. So what it's saying here, the unemployment that expired over Labor Day, if passed with this new enhanced jobless aid, would be retroactive to September 6th and be extended until February 1st, 2022. So let's just say this bill does pass and it does go through. That means it'll be retroactive from September 6th. You get that $300 per week all the way up until February 1st of 2022. Now, we're not sure how this is going to be played out, where it's going to be. This is what Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said. I've been very disappointed on both sides of the aisle that we've just simply allowed pandemic unemployment assistance to completely lapse when we are clearly not fully recovered from the consequences of the pandemic. So let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Is this a good idea, bad idea, having retroactive unemployment go until February 1st of 2022 and continue that $300 per week? Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. Next, let's talk about the big meeting. So Biden to meet with Manchin and Sinema on party line mega bill. So if you remember, I mentioned this the other day in another video. So with the third stimulus check package, the way it worked out, it looked like Joe Manchin was still kind of being a little stickler with it. He didn't want it to go through. He didn't want stimulus checks. And then all of a sudden at the last minute, he flipped. One of the reasons he flipped could be because Biden pressured Manchin to back $1.9 trillion stimulus deal during last minute phone call right before that third stimulus check package. And what President Biden said to Joe Manchin is, if you don't come along, you're really effing me. So with this new meeting that comes out with President Biden meets with Senator Manchin and Sinema as Democrats try to build support for $3.5 trillion bill. What came out of that meeting? So this is it. They actually did meet. I have some info on what happened. Probably a lot of F words being thrown around, as we could see with that last phone call. But what happened here is Biden met moderate U.S. Senate Democrats to discuss $3.5 trillion spending bill. So what came out of it? According to Kyrsten Sinema's spokesman, John LeBombard, said today's meeting was productive and Kyrsten is continuing to work in good faith with her colleagues and President Biden as legislation develops. And then this is from the White House. Today, the president had a productive individual meetings with Senator Sinema and Senator Manchin about his Build Back Better agenda. He is in regular touch with a wide range of House and Senate members and continues to engage with them as we move forward on the reconciliation package and we can deliver to middle-class families. So that's all we know that came out of the meeting so far, not giving too much detail. It's not like they announced like, all right, great news, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are finally on board. That did not come out of the meeting, which means there's probably going to be more room for negotiation, potential threats in the future. I'll keep you updated on that. Next, since we're speaking about Joe Manchin doubles down on wanting parents to work for child tax credit. So he mentioned this the other day that I played the video article on the video interview, and what he said, basically for the child tax credit where parents are getting $250 to $300 per month, there's no work requirement. Basically anybody could get it if you're on Social Security, SSDI, SSI, no job, if you have a job, no income requirements. Basically you're getting that $250 to $300 per month. There are income requirements, but they're much higher, meaning that I meant to say that there's no minimum income requirement. So basically, Joe Manchin wants it to be only going to working parents. Basically, any parent with a W-2, he wants them to get the checks, not people who are not getting the checks. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think parents who are not working should get that $300 or $250 per month check? Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. Next, let's talk about Bernie Sanders. So Bernie Sanders says Senate Democrats weighing $1,000 voucher for seniors to purchase new Medicare benefits. So before we get into this, if you like this style of video of how I'm just kind of going over the headlines and giving you the summary of the articles, hit the like button down below. Also, I would love some feedback. There's so much to cover. I don't want to make this a 30-minute video, but let me know down in the comments below if you like this style. Do you want me to read more into the article? I'll have a pinned comment down below. Let me know, is this a good format, bad format? You want me to go more in depth? Let me know your thoughts on that. So Sanders said Democrats are weighing $1,000 vouchers for seniors to buy new Medicare benefits, saying, I think what we're looking at here is $1,000 right away. Use that to go to a dentist if you cannot afford to go. So this is what Bernie Sanders wants. He said this a few days ago. He said, in terms of the voucher, what we want to do is make sure that people understand the significance. So as a bridge, I think what we're looking at here is $1,000 right away. Use that to go to a dentist if you cannot afford to go. That's very temporary, but maybe a bridge for a year. So this is going out to seniors on Social Security, expanding Medicare, basically saying here's the $1,000 if you want to go to a dentist. Looks like dental may not be included in that expanded Medicare program. We'll see what happens with that, but let me know, is this a good idea? $1,000 voucher, meaning that it could only be used for like medical expenses, part of Medicare benefits. Let me know, good idea, bad idea. Next up is the latest video clip from Bernie Sanders.
In addition to raising the corporate tax rate on businesses making $5 million in income to 26.5%, the plan also includes a 3% surtax on wealthy Americans making over $5 million a year, and a top tax rate of 39.6% on couples earning more than $450,000. For more on all of this, I'm joined by the chairman of the Senate Budget Committee, Senator Bernie Sanders. He is leading the effort behind the massive bill. Senator Sanders, welcome back to the News Hour. It's very good to see you. And let me ask you about what we are seeing from the House Tax Writing Committee, the Ways and Means Committee. $2.2 trillion over 10 years is what they have so far laid out. It's a lot of money, but it's well short of what President Biden was looking for. What is your take?
Well, I think we'll probably do a lot better in the Senate. The bottom line is, I think every American knows, is that in our country today, the people on top, the 1% large corporations, are doing extremely well. And what we are seeing is that in any given year, you have multi-billionaires who are not paying a nickel in federal income taxes. That's true for many large, profitable corporations. So I think what the American people are quite clear on, I'm quite clear on, now is the time to demand that the wealthiest people in this country and the largest corporations start paying their fair share of taxes. My hope is that we will pay completely for this $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill.
Well, as we mentioned, one of the things they're proposing is to raise the top corporate tax rate from 20% to 26.5%, raising the capital gains tax rate to as high as 31.3% for the very wealthy. That's less than the top rate for earned income. Is that acceptable to you?
Well, we'll see what the Senate Finance Committee does. But my general view is that at a time of massive and growing income and wealth inequality, when two people own more wealth than the bottom 40%, when the top 1% has more wealth than the bottom 92%, now is the time to ask the wealthy and large corporations to pay their fair share so that we can begin to address the long neglected needs of working families in terms of our children, in terms of health care, in terms of the elderly, and by the way, in terms of addressing the existential threat of climate change.
So what do you think about what Bernie Sanders said? Do you agree, disagree? The last few days, he's just been doing interviews nonstop, getting his message heard about the $3.5 trillion stimulus. Let me know your thoughts on that. Next up, this crazy article right here. Yes, Biden's proposed legislation would allow IRS to have more information on bank accounts with more than $600. So this is sort of a way for the IRS to try to stop loopholes and tax evasion, and so that they could collect all their tax money. But here's a video clip explaining more about that. This is really interesting and a little scary at the same time. Take a look.
How much money do you have in your bank account? Well, depending on your answer, under proposed tax reform by President Biden, every transaction you make would be reported to the IRS. This proposed plan is raising some major privacy concerns. 10 TV's Lindsay Mills combs through the testimony to verify what's included in the plan.
Recently, I have noticed some rumors floating around that the Biden administration is trying to pass legislation to force all financial institutions to report financial transactions of $600 or more to the IRS. Is there any truth to these rumors?
Our sources are testimony from the IRS Commissioner to the Senate Finance Committee, as well as President Joe Biden's spending plan for fiscal year 2022. Let's break down where this comes from. Back on April 28, 2021, the Biden administration announced the American Families Plan. In it, tax reform. Fast forward now to June 8, 2021. The IRS Commissioner testifies before the Senate Finance Committee on the IRS budget, which includes details of the tax reform proposal as part of the president's spending plan for fiscal year 2022. According to that testimony, the plan aims to, quote, improve tax administration and provide the IRS with a blueprint to address various facets of the tax gap. Here's where we found the answer to Richard's question. Under the proposed legislation, financial institutions would report data on financial accounts. This requirement would apply to all business and personal accounts from financial institutions with at least $600. The measure, if approved, would begin in 2023. So we can verify, yes, under President Biden's proposed legislation, the IRS would have more information on financial accounts with more than $600. Again, it is a proposal, and as it makes its way through Congress, a lot could change. There has been some pushback to this plan. On Monday, U.S. representatives from 9 states, not including Ohio, sent a letter strongly opposing this proposal to Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the IRS commissioner, and others. We reached out to the IRS, and a spokesperson responded, "We never comment on proposed or pending legislation."
So what are your thoughts on that? Kind of scary that the IRS just has access to bank accounts so that they could avoid tax evasion and stuff like that. This was meant to be for the higher earners, higher wage earners, so that it would prevent them from gaining any tax loopholes. But let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. In addition to this, there's probably a lot of other sneaky bills like this in a 3.5 trillion multi-thousand page package. So let me know your thoughts on that. Next up is a video clip on the tax writing process of what's going on. Then we'll talk about how I'm giving out $200 checks, and I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments.
Good morning, Joe. This is the 4th day of debate in the House Tax Writing Committee, the Ways and Means Committee. It is one of the last committees to wrap up work on that $3.5 trillion social spending package. Members are going to meet at 9 a.m., and we do expect that this debate will take all day. Now, yesterday, they went for about 11 hours, and one big point of contention was whether to lift the cap on state and local tax deductions, known as SALT. Now, that is not in the current version of the House bill, but Democratic Representative Bill Pascrell said lawmakers are considering adding a 2-year repeal to the final version. And of course, he slammed Republicans for capping it in the first place back in 2017. Now, the Senate still needs to weigh in on this legislation as well. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer downplayed divisions between moderates and progressives in his party over the size of the package yesterday.
There are members of our caucus who want it higher than 3.5. There are members of our caucus. There are members of our caucus who want it lower than 3.5. We will have to come together, and we will come together.
Now, Democrats already got one PowerPoint presentation on the House bill during their lunch yesterday, and Schumer has set a time frame of weeks, not months, for the two chambers to reach a compromise.
So that's the latest update. It looks like they're trying to finalize things. She said it's going to happen in weeks, not months. I was hoping it would be more of days than weeks. So yeah, hopefully things get finishing soon. Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Rochelle Booth Gentry, is anyone else having trouble with their child tax credit being deposited? Please help. Any info? So the IRS has not given out any information. They said with the last round of checks that came out August 15th, August 15th, they said that some people got paper checks even though they may have gotten a direct deposit before. So you might be if you got a direct deposit before, you might be getting a paper check this time around. Let me know down in the comments below if anyone else has gotten any mess ups there. Terry Daniels, Moo, what's next? The Meow variant? That's a good one. So talking about the next COVID variant, how it's Moo, we don't know what's going on, then Meow, maybe the Roof variant will be next. I don't know. Glenda Box says, this is 3.5 trillion mainly for families, children. Why? Will they not help poor people without children? I don't support 3.5 for only people with children. I would only support a bill that is going to help all people in need. Yeah, so it looks like people on Social Security like SSDI, SSI, a lot of proposals have been made, but it looks like they're not following through at the moment. The bill can still change. It's still morphing. A lot of negotiations. Until it's completely finalized and signed off, we don't know officially what's going to be in it. Next, Elvis1. How come no one is talking about how Manchin is getting $1 billion for his wife trying to grift us? Yeah, so I mentioned that a lot actually, how Joe Manchin's wife is getting $1 billion for her commission. It's not going in her bank account or her pocket, but it's going towards her Appalachian commission, which is still a lot of money to be used for a commission. I'm not even sure what it's used for, but that could have been the reason why he was able to get on board with the physical infrastructure. Maybe he's looking for another billion for his wife to get on board with the $3.5 trillion stimulus. I don't know, but that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully cheer you up a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you something that you should always do. So, like if you're on like in a kitchen table or like in your bedroom, you should always sit on your bed or a chair. Take 1 minute off of your phone and take 10 breaths in. Breathe in and breathe out. That's what you should always do, because if you need to feel happy and feel, because that this is your only life. You need to take a chance of your life, because this is your only one and only life that can be a happy life for you. And just so you know, you should always stay happy forever. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching, and to show my appreciation, I am giving out $200 checks to my subscribers, as I've done the last time. So I'm going to give out more information on this in tomorrow's video, and I'm going to talk all about the ways that you could potentially win $200. With the last time, I just sent out $200 checks. You could use these for whatever you want, pay rent, utilities, bills. I physically send out $200 physical check, so you can use it for whatever you want. It's not a gift card. It can't be used. It's not through a digital app or anything like that. As long as you have a physical address for me to send the check to, then I could do that. So more information in tomorrow's video. If you want to check out any of my other videos, you could click up here for my other channels, or down here for more stimulus updates, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.